I really be having to remind myself who the fuck I am. Like, I'm dead ass that bitch. Y'all forgot? Dead ass. Gotta chill. I really be having to remind myself who the fuck I am. Like, I'm dead ass that bitch. Y'all forgot?
Hey, you guys, welcome back to Naughty Love Movement. It's your girl, Nikki, and today I'm bringing opportunities for advertisement on my channel. If anyone is interested, they can email us at naughtylove2020@gmail.com. Our prices are affordable and reasonable, and please reach out to us. We can start our videos with any commercials that you would like us to advertise. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm out. One.
Whether I approve of violence, I mean, that just doesn't make any sense at all. Whether I approve of guns, I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama. Some very, very good friends of mine were killed by bombs that were planted by racists. I remember from the time I was very small, I remember the sounds of bombs exploding across the street, our house shaking. I remember my father having to have guns at his disposal at all times because of the fact that at any moment, we might expect to be attacked. The man who was at that time in complete control of the city government, his name was Bull Connor, would often get on the radio and make statements like, niggers have moved into a white neighborhood, we better expect some bloodshed tonight. And sure enough, there would be bloodshed. After the 4 young girls who lived, one of them lived next door to me. I was very good friends with the sister of another one. My sister was very good friends with all 3 of them. My mother taught one of them in her class. In fact, when the bombing occurred, one of the mothers of one of the young girls called my mother and said, can you take me down to the church to pick up Carol? We heard about the bombing and I don't have my car. And they went down, and what did they find? They found limbs and heads strewn all over the place. And then after that, in my neighborhood, all of the men organized themselves into an armed patrol. They had to take their guns and patrol our community every night because they did not want that to happen again. I mean, that's why when someone asks me about violence, I just find it incredible. What it means is that the person who's asking that question has absolutely no idea what Black people have gone through, what Black people have experienced in this country since the time the first Black person was kidnapped from the shores of Africa.
I apologize, y'all. I'm so sorry. I just got a very, very important phone call that I could not miss. I could not miss. It's time. It's time. Let me tell y'all something, Naughty Crew. When I tell you God is good and what is meant for you will be meant for you. And if you keep your work clean, if you keep your work honest, people will see you. They will see your dedication to your craft, and your blessings will just pour in. I got something big coming, y'all. It's going to be Mum's the Word right now. But y'all need to follow me on my Instagram because I'm going to be dropping clues and hints and things like that. If you don't have Instagram, get it. But I'm going to just say this. It's time. It's time. What's for you is for you. It's time. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? Thank you so much for being patient with me, Naughty Crew. Oh, am I off mute? Let's do a sound check. Hey, baby T. Hey, baby T. Hey, baby T. Hey, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me, okay? Okay. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Like I'm just. Hey, Be More Shorty. Hey, CC. Hey, Nunu. Hey, God's anointed. What is going on? What is going on? I hope everybody is having a wonderful start to their day. I know I am. Let me just remind y'all. And I even be having to remind myself, child. Shout out to Remy Ma group chat.
Dead ass. Gotta chill. I really be having to remind myself who the fuck I am. Like, I'm dead ass that bitch. Y'all forgot?
Period. Always remind yourself, even at your lowest moments, when you feel defeated, remind yourself you that bitch. Remind yourself. Remind yourself. Shout out to Remy Ma group chat. Love her down to the ground. She always have a home over here at the Naughty Love Movement. Make sure y'all get these likes up. Make sure y'all get these likes up. Shout out to everybody on Instagram and Facebook joining me. I have a purpose. And I recognize that. Story time. Little mini stories time. I became at a crossroads in my life where I built a career for myself without a degree. For those of you who don't know, I've been with my company for 20 years. Just got tired of the corporate ladder. I'm like, this is not my purpose. This is not who I'm meant to be. Sitting here punching a clock, 9 to 5, being just a number, making the next man rich. I need bigger paychecks. And I'm accomplished in my career. And I'm really proud of myself. Like, because not a lot of people can climb the corporate ladder without a degree and things like that or whatever. And I was going through separation and things like that in my marriage. I had to like skim down bills. And one of the first bills that had to go was cable. Cable. That forced me on to YouTube. I never bothered with YouTube before that. Then I started to see what it was about. Like, wait a minute. This what me and my girlfriends be doing on the phone, talking ish about the different shows and this and that or whatever. Then I came across Tasha K. This is when she used to drop the link to her show. That was the first show I went on. Then I joined Tasha K Live. And she caught me smoking. I was high as a kite. Oh, I had some good Zod too. And at that time, it was the Wendy Williams story popping and this and that. And Tasha K, she pulled me up there and she's like, where you from? I'm from New Jersey and this and that, by Newark and stuff. And she's like, my father's from that area. And I was like, oh, okay, or whatever. Tasha K gave me the battery in my back. Like, girl, you could do this. You could do this. Then I came across Jovi. Shout out to Jovi Beauty School, Pretty Politics. And I loved her. Like, she was so relatable. Like, she was my homegirl in my head. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, this is what they be talking about, the blogs and stuff like that when I be watching the reality TV shows or whatever. So I was like, I started doing my research. And then I figured out, as I'm watching different content creators, how to build my own channel. And I was like, this is the same stuff I do at work. The same program, like the same operation and programs and stuff like that in StreamYard. And then, first I started with uploads and doing recaps of like Love After Lockup, Marriage Boot Camp, and this and that. That's why I love Jovi Beauty. Figured out I can't stand like doing recaps. I can't stand it or whatever. And stuff. And I slowly but surely found my way. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, nobody know who I am. So have some grace on yourself, because I'm watching like other content creators come on the platform and they just pop right away and stuff like that. So a lot of times I had to like pray Like, don't worry. What's for you is for you. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? And I've been approached by content creators. Oh, I could get you to make $10,000 in a month and this and that. All money, not good money. And I wanted to earn my way, honestly, because I wanted my audience to respect the work that I put in to build my platform. What's for me is for me. People will see you. They'll see your heart. They'll see your spirit. I'm not a mean-spirited person. I'll be honest and I'll give it to you raw and this and that or whatever. And I know I do my little drags and stuff like that. Trust me, it ain't that deep for me. You know what I'm saying? I love this space for me. I love this space for us, my naughty crew. And as I go up, I'm bringing y'all with me, my audience. Because if it wasn't for you, it would be no me. So that's just a little spill. You got to go back and check my old videos and to see how this all came about, you know. And even my husband, through my separation, he was like, yo, you doing a good job. Like, who would have knew? Who would have known? And I think I'm very talented. Thank you so much, Cece. Thank you. Yes, James was there from the beginning when I had like 2 people in the chat. Y'all still making me beg for likes though. Like, make it make sense. It's all good. Good morning, Josie. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right, y'all. So enough about me, but let's just say I just got good news, and I'll share it with you when I can. But just know I'm gonna be dropping little seeds on the gram for you guys to kind of give you a clue. But I love what just happened. And I had to take that phone call. All right. Oh, thank you, guys, anointed. And I love that you love it here. And we're going to keep that same sentiment, okay? On the roster today, we're going to get into the backlash of Ressa Coleslaw crash out and her bamboozle fake fight that she put up, okay? This is an easy win for her. Let's see if she could sell 20,000 tickets. Let's see how much the city of Atlanta has love for her. All right. Only thing we can do is see. It is what it is. I want to get into Big Tigger, him being arrested. And I want to put a disclaimer out there. I don't believe any of it. His wife has an extensive history of when men are ready to leave her, she tarnishes them. There is a man sitting in prison right now behind fake charges. And y'all know how I feel about stuff like this. I don't like when women put false allegations, or even men, to set people up to get in the system, because the system is flawed, as you can see. And it can, look, it's so easy to get in prison. It can take you years to climb your way out of that, to get exonerated. We've seen it with the Central Park 5. So many people are being released from prison that were falsely convicted and lost decades of their life. So that's why I don't like when people be playing with the law. And this nincompoop, I don't know if it's my left or right, but Ressa, she that type of girl. We seen it with the Maserati Bud situation, where she tried to make it seem like he was stalking her and put the grape allegation. Like, you're disgusting. And that's why everything you touch is going to turn to shit when you marry boyfriend channel. Okay? All right? And also, we're going to get into Pat Houston. But the reason why I started the show the way I started it, people in the South got it bad. They're still dealing with heavy racism, discrimination, Jim Crow, okay? And they try to cover it up with these pretty little towns and things like that. But white supremacists down south are still running the South. Okay. And we talked about this in the Carmelo Anthony case. It was a setup. We all know it was. It was a setup. It was a setup. But I told you, Austin's father, he instilled that racism into him. Okay. Here's a young lady talking about how her grandfather really groomed her to be racist. And let me just put the disclaimer out there. Everything we discuss here falls under the Fair Use Commentary Act, okay? Copyright 107. We're just here to give our opinions about the trending topics, okay? We do not condone bullying or harassing, so don't be going into people's DMs and saying Naughty sent you, okay? Y'all grown people, okay? All right? But the racial tensions are high, especially surrounding the Carmelo Anthony case. The tensions are high. We're starting to see true colors. Actually, Dr. Umar actually said something that I agree with. Can you believe that? I don't even like him. But he really, really brought to light some things that we need to talk about it. So let's get into it. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Thumbs up this video.
Taught racism by my grandfather. He is from a town in Alabama. And I didn't realize I was being taught racism and to be a racist person until after he was gone, until I sat down and reflected and did the responsible thing for a white person to do and educate myself, not rely on Black people to educate me. And I learned very quickly, that everything I had been taught was a lie. And so I'm going to tell you what my grandfather told me. He said it with the most love I think he possibly could. I think we also have to take into consideration that this man was born and raised he was born on a farm in Alabama. He was very educated, but also I think growing up in that world, I hate making excuses for people. I'm not making excuses for him. I feel as though if he were alive today, his opinions would not be what they were. But growing up, I was told, Shug, that's what my grandpa called me, Shug, there's big cats out there. You got your lions and you got your tigers and you got your cheetahs. And no one's better than another, but they all stay with their own kind. That's what I was taught. I remember the first time I was told that. I was in the second grade because I had told my mom that I had a crush on the boy in my classroom. He was Indian. And I guess she told my dad. My dad told my grandfather. My parents thought it was funny. I am now extraordinarily anti-racist. If I hear you make fun of someone's accent, if I hear you say a phrase that you don't know is rooted in racism, I'm calling your ass out. I feel like I have come very, very far.
I appreciate her doing that, but did she just make a strawberry sandwich? Did she just make a strawberry sandwich? What's that on the bread? I hope they make... Yo, okay.
But yeah, just goes to show racism is fucking taught. It is taught, and it's packaged up with a nice, pretty little bow. I was taught racism by my grandfather.
Okay, and so this is what we witnessed with Austin and his brother. He was taught this. They were taught this behavior. It was instilled in them. Okay, and this has been that way for the longest time. And we have to rise above it, and we also have to hold people accountable when we encounter this type of discrimination, so to speak. You know what I mean? And there's a way you can do it without degrading yourself, disrespecting yourself, and without breaking the law. You understand? Hold people accountable. Don't allow people to treat you this way, but don't lose everything, your dignity, your respect behind these ignorant folk, okay? Because it's pure ignorance, and a lot of them are operating out of fear. I always talk about this. The root to anger, the root to hatred It's fear. It's fear.
It is not the color of your skin that we are tired of. It is your culture. We are tired of the loud, violent ghetto culture that seems to be primarily from people of color.
I'm Therese Garnier, and I'm a journalist, and I base my videos on facts, not racism. That was Autumn Whitbeck. Is it Whitbeck or Whitebeck? Just trying to clarify. She likes to describe herself as always yapping.
You know how many times people just lie because they can lie?
She also describes herself as being tired of what she describes as Black culture.
We can keep doing drugs and being part of gangs and opening our legs and making children with men that don't care to be in my life.
Statistically, white men commit more crimes in the U.S. than any other demographic, but I digress.
And of course you're going to call me racist and call me names because you won't take accountability for your actions and the community that you're involved in.
Okay, Autumn, if we want to talk about holding people accountable, let's state some facts. So here's the facts. I see you live in Ogden, Utah, which has a predominantly white community at 76%, with only 1.8% being Black. Yet Utah residents have filed for bankruptcy roughly twice as often as homes have entered foreclosure during 2025. That being said, I see you and your husband, Jake, own, at least for now, a house that was assessed to be valued at around $300,000. What's that I hear? Are you and your husband, little Jakey Poo, having money problems?
You're a bunch of liars.
We'll get back to that one in a minute. This is your husband, right? And if so, why does your husband's page say he's single? Anyways, back to the point. I only ask because it appears that your business, Autumn's Peak LLC, is currently inactive. Why is that?
We are told that in order to be liberated as women, we need to be working 11 hours a day and getting that bread, and then we need to spend that bread.
So are you mad because your business failed, or the fact that you weren't supposed to have a career to begin with? I'm confused.
We need to work our life away so that we can be over consumers.
But isn't that what you're doing? Based on all my research, it would appear that you and little Jakey Poo just filed for bankruptcy in March. It must be that good credit/credit score white folks keep talking about. Or were y'all just living above your means?
Blah, 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 blah. Shut up.
Yet you want to talk about Black culture and holding people accountable, but you can't even pay your own bills.
Why are women so unhappy? Why are women so unfulfilled?
Who's holding you accountable for racking up debt that you can't pay back?
When it all goes to shit, I can just point my finger at the white man and say that it's his fault, not mine.
That being said, I would suggest that you either learn how to white better, or you could just keep projecting your anger and your failures onto Black folk. But at the end of the day, you should be more focused on how you're going to keep your lights on, not what's going on in the Black community. Just saying.
I love this. Shout out to Miss T Garnier for this real and for keeping it real, because a lot of what you see when you see all this racial tension, that's them projecting their failures onto us. And at the end of the day, they're no better than us. They're no better than us. We all bleed red at the end of the day. But this racism has been indoctrinated into this country from the very beginning. Y'all get these likes up, share this live out. I just wanted to speak my piece on that a little bit before we get into the main topics, okay? I want to get into Pat Houston speaking out in regards to Oprah's claims. Now, we know Oprah. There's a lot of controversy surrounding her. But we also know who she caters to, okay? And that being said, she made some heinous allegations towards Whitney Houston, saying that before she came out on one of her shows, that she had fell because she was HIGH as a kite and things like that. Let me tell you something. First of all, I rock with Whitney. Whether she was an addict or not, she's a Jersey native, okay? And she's been through some stuff in the industry, but she still has the greatest voice of all time. Cannot be duplicated or whatever. And I was just trying to figure out, like, what was the point of Oprah saying this now? And the only thing I could come up with, the only way I could rationalize it, she was trolling. Whitney's legacy. And see, this is why Whitney didn't F with Hollywood. Y'all remember being Bobby Brown? She did not like the public. Whitney, she like, I want to be in my own little bubble. I don't care what people think. I just want to be normal. I don't want to be a superstar or whatever. But yeah, she was trolling. Oprah know exactly what she doing, okay? But Pat Houston spoke out, and a lot of people don't trust her either, and I get that, but I like to give all sides, okay?
Pat.
So this is the moment that she's talking about.
First and foremost, what went through your mind?
And shout out to Bobby X Whitney for this clip.
When you heard Oprah's comments.
When I watched it, I was totally surprised. And, you know, my response, it didn't have anything to do with anger or outrage with Oprah, because I know for a fact on that day that Whitney was not high.
What do you remember about Whitney that day when you saw her and you looked into her eyes?
That was a very meaningful moment for her. In the history of knowing Whitney for over 30 some odd years, of course she abused drugs and everything, but for her craft, Whitney never showed up on stage high. You could
see that. That's where you lost me, Pat. Hey Noah. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I think it's a couple of times, especially when Whitney showed up inebriated, okay? Like, stop the cap. And see, that as a community, we tend to, when people die, all of a sudden we put them on this pedestal. Yeah, but I still didn't feel like this warranted Oprah's comments.
Didn't even get her out of her room, you know, if she were high. And for a statement to be made like that, it was extremely disappointing. And I have all the respect in the world for Oprah. I have to protect her legacy, you know. If it were true, I would admit it being true.
What Pat does admit, Whitney did fall off the stage during rehearsals.
She missed her step and she fell off stage. And of course, Oprah was very gracious and she immediately, you know, addressed the audience. She was adamant about it. No one will hear about this. You will not disrespect her. And she was so adamant and gracious.
And so what changed? So what changed? Why are you talking about this now? I mean, that's a human moment. Look, I trip. I get clumsy on a regular basis. That does not mean that I'm inebriated. That does not mean I'm inebriated off a substance. Hey, Queen. Y'all like the video? Like the video.
What would you say to Oprah today?
Sister to sister, what happened? Because we both know that did not happen. I certainly would just want to ask the question, why? But it's not something, it wouldn't be anything confrontational, because I know that Whitney really, you know, trusted her, and so did I.
Okay, so that's Pat's response. At the end of the day, Oprah can't be trusted. She showed that over and over again. And she'll pander to our people when she wants to promote something and things like that. But we all know Oprah is all about Oprah. That's why she ain't never married Stedman, child. And let me remind you what she did when Hawaii was on fire, trying to buy up the land, child. A lot of these celebrities can't be trusted, seriously. And that's why I don't put too much in celebrity. That's why I respect it. When Remy Ma went to the Super Bowl and people were asking her, like, why didn't you get a box or whatever? And she just wanted to be at the game. And she's like, down in the stands, that's where the action is at. So I'm with her. And so I love that about a lot of celebrities. Like, they don't put themselves on this huge pedestal. The ego don't go all the way out the way. Like, they don't forget who the core of them are. Rest in peace, Whitney. Rest in peace. But people are reacting to this situation. I love this guy. I think he's a comedian. Comedian Trey Elliott. Okay, love him down to the ground. He made some few points because there's a lot of weird stuff going on around this Naughty Crew. A lot of suspicious activity with Hollywood. Y'all know Hollywood be weird and sometimes like
That's suspicious. That's weird.
That's why you can't lose your free thinking. Just remember, these people are human, just like you. They have to live everyday life just like you. They may have issues on a bigger scale, like rich people problems or whatever, but they pray to wake up just like me and you. But it's a lot of weird stuff going on. Come on.
Celebs who are on black people's shit list. Clive Davis, for obvious reasons. Jermaine Dupri, for saying BET Awards should do a tribute for Clive Davis. Oprah Winfrey, for saying that Whitney was so high that she bust her ass and fell on her show right before she performed, and she told the audience not to say anything. Just for years later, for her to actually say something. And last but not least, Jay and Beyonce for doing a documentary about Jay-Z's hair and unraveling and untangling his locks. This list will update every 30 minutes. Stay tuned.
I can't wait. Can we add Kevin Hart? Yeah. Can we add Kevin Hart to the list? Thank you, Tyra, for the donation. Love you, love you, love you, love you. I saw somebody's comment about Whitney. Yeah, you're right, Naughty. Allegedly, I heard the brother used to supply her. So let me tell y'all a little story. As you all know, I'm from New Jersey, and I actually went to the elementary school that Whitney Houston is named after now. Whitney Houston, shout out to Mr. Hamilton. Whitney Houston's mom, Sissy Houston, used to live right across the street from my elementary school. So every year, because she had a great relationship with Mr. Hamilton, every year she would come and sing to us. She would always come and sing like from the musical Annie or Little Orphan Annie. She would always come and sing those songs to us, right? So they were always in the neighborhood. Her brother, I don't know where he is now today, but back then was a heavy user, heavy addict. Used to pull like come cop on the block. I know a lot of his dealers from back in the day, not current, all right? And he would pull in Salvo Park, and that's where he would do his business. But there was a documentary that they did maybe a few years after Whitney passed or whatever, and he did admit, because Bobby Brown caught so much slack through the years because of his bad boy image. He caught so much flack, and they said that he was the one that got Whitney Houston hooked. That was the furthest thing from the truth. And her brother came out and admitted that him and Whitney used to indulge together. Okay? So that's a little fun fact or whatever. And that's why I'm not going to let nobody tarnish Whitney. She from Newark. Okay? She from Newark. And for those of you who don't know, my parents were natives of Newark. Okay? They worked hard, so we didn't have to grow up in Newark. And not saying that Newark is a horrible place or whatever, but it was rough. It was rough for some years. My mom was a postal worker or whatever in Newark for years. She was a postal worker for 38 years. Okay. So she worked in the hood in Newark. So a lot of the people have a lot of love for my mom because she used to look out for the people in the neighborhood. Like when they couldn't cash their checks and stuff like that, she would help them out. Or whatever, help them open P.O. boxes and stuff like that to hide their money, people in situations and stuff like that. And then my dad was an iron worker. And so if you go downtown Newark, all the major buildings, Gateway, Prudential, my dad laid the ironwork for a lot of those buildings downtown Newark. So whenever I go downtown, it just it reminds me of my dad. Like I have a constant memory, and I know like my dad like laid out the ironwork for that building and this and that or whatever, you know what I mean? So yeah, my dad he grew up in the Prince Street projects, and my mom grew up on Gray Street. My mom was valedictorian of West Side High School. Yeah. So my parents, they worked hard. You know, we were a blue collar family, and we may not have they may not have been rich, like generational wealth rich, but we never had to want for anything. And we had our own struggles, you know what I mean? Yes, get these likes up. Get these likes up. So yeah, her and her brother used to get it in. And they used to get it in. As most of the people in their generation did. Like it started out with pot, and then it escalated. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get these likes up. Get these likes up. All right. But some people, and Oprah, I feel like is one of these people. She will tear someone else's legacy down in order to uproot and uplift her own. All right. So Ricky Smiley has something to say about this. So let's get into this. Okay.
It's your boy. I want to talk about something. A few things. We were having a conversation on the morning show this morning, and so you know, on the news feed, when the news feed came up this morning during the morning show, it had came up a conversation about Oprah Winfrey and some things that she was saying about Whitney Houston. And how y'all doing? Good seeing y'all. Love y'all. Thank y'all for joining. Love you too. Happy Wednesday. What up from Cleveland and Colorado? I see y'all. Let me just, cause I don't want this live to be mean spirited, but this is my opinion, and I think I probably speak for 90% of Black America. Oprah Winfrey was talking about something that happened on the set of her show during the taping of the Oprah Winfrey Show, where Oprah said that Whitney Houston was so high that she fell. And she said that she begged everybody not to report it or film or video that and put that out, this, that, and the other. And Pat Brown, if I'm not mistaken, not Pat Brown, Pat Houston, if I'm not mistaken, which is Whitney Houston's sister, responded. And, you know, and said that it was dark and she fell. And I have to say that whether you believe Pat Houston or whether you believe Oprah, this is me. I don't care if she was high or not. Whitney Houston is dead and gone and passed away. And Whitney Houston meant a lot to us. Whitney Houston was a big sister to a lot of us. I never met her personally or whatever, but I felt like she was a big sister to me. And she is pretty much Black America's auntie. And everybody got a Whitney Houston in their family, somebody that they love, that's talented, that's outspoken or whatever. But it's something about Whitney Houston's death. It's something about Whitney Houston that we took her death personally. It's like somebody in our family died. And it's hard for me to even make the live video because I get real emotional when it comes to Whitney Houston because, you know, we don't care about none of that. And that was something that we didn't need to know. We didn't ask for that information. We didn't need to know that information. We don't care. Whitney Houston is somebody that you just don't talk about in the Black community if you're in touch. You don't talk about the Obamas. You don't talk about Whitney Houston. We sensitive about Michael Jackson. And you don't talk about the Kings. That's Black royalty. that you just don't talk about. We don't play about Whitney Houston. I know I don't, because I don't care what her downfall was. We all have downfall. We all have had things that we're struggling with. We all have people in our family that's struggling with addiction, and we have lost loved ones to addiction, whatever the case may be. But why would you bring stuff like that up? Why is it when it comes to you and Gail, right after Kobe Bryant died, Gail interviewed Lisa Leslie, if I'm not mistaken, was asking her about a sexual assault case that he was found innocent of. And the fact that y'all are so out of touch with the Black community and been rich so long that you don't even know not to talk about certain things or certain.
That's it. Like, where's your integrity? I love his talking points here. Where's your integrity? They are, and he's right. I think a lot of these celebrities, and you see it with Beyonce, Jay-Z, they are so far removed. They have been living in their riches, their billionairehood for so long. They are out of touch with what their own people need, want, and cherish as a community. I totally agree with him on this.
Kind of way, because if you was really sincere and genuine about people not filming that stuff, then you might as well have told them to film, because you brought it up and aired it out anyway. What does it matter? The only thing I can think about Whitney Houston is how I feel when she sung the Star Spangled Banner during the Super Bowl. How she made me feel when she sung with the Georgia Mass Choir, I love the Lord who heard my cry. How she made me feel when she sang, I go to the rock when the earth around me is sinking sand, on Christ's solid rock I stand. That's how she made me feel inside. How the many tears, that song meant so much. That song was sung at my son's funeral. And Donnie McCoy did a good job singing it, man. But I swear I had Whitney Houston just in my spirit. And I just don't play when it comes to Whitney Houston. She is an aunt to us. She means a lot to the Black community. She is a treasure with Black folks. I remember being a freshman in college, and the hit song was I Want to Dance with Somebody, and then it goes into the key change and how she sung that song. We absolutely love Whitney Houston. We love Whitney and Bobby. We laughed at her. We made jokes or whatever, but everybody have a Whitney Houston in their family, somebody that's struggling and dealing with something and just outside of the box or whatever, and might make you clutch your pearls every now and then, but you just absolutely love them. And Whitney Houston is not one to be talking about.
And to his point, there's so many things Oprah could have brought up about Whitney Houston and spoke about. She's left a legacy of music. I personally, I love me and my family, and the women in my family. We love the movie Sparkle, the original. Shout out to my Aunt Mary. Love you down to the ground, right? Every time I would go to Philly to see my family in Philly, my Aunt Mary would let us watch that movie, right? So when the remake came out and you had Jordan Sparks and Whitney Houston and so many big names in the remake, right? I took my mom. Ooh, that was so fun that day. I took my mom to the movies that day, and we went to see the movie. And that scene when Whitney sang Eye on the Sparrow brought me to tears. When I say when me and my mommy, we was just sitting there like, oh my God. She had one of those voices when she opened her mouth and that voice propelled, it hit your soul. And my mom said, like, I'm glad she got healthy for this role. I'm glad, like, she said, no one deserved this role outside of Whitney Houston. This role was made for her. So with that being said, Oprah, there's many of good parts of Whitney that you could have spoke about. And you chose an embarrassing moment. Why? Because you were trying to humiliate her legacy. Let's just keep it real. So when you're gone, let's see what embarrassing moments they bring up about you. Why don't you explain what happened to those girls in your school? Let me see what y'all saying. The voice is a match. Yes, Lorraine. Voice is a match. Right. She's a trendsetter. Say what you want. And look how she embraced Brandy. She was the auntie Brandy needed. Because Lord knows her parents wasn't protecting her. You told girl to eat me. Oh, child. Harper allegedly is a I could believe it. I'll bring you to a scene. Remember when Dave Chappelle got blackballed and he went on the Oprah show? And he was talking about like what led him to like going to Africa. And she was like, don't say too much. Stop it. That told me right there. She already had sold out and she was a handler. Oh yeah, she exploited Monique's trauma too. She exploited Monique's trauma without her permission. And let me tell you something. Auntie Monique, she get on my nerves in a lot of ways. But I always tell y'all, I don't agree with anybody 100%. I don't agree with anybody 100% at all. But shout out to Ricky Smiley. I think he really, really honed in on what was so wrong what Oprah did. Thank y'all so much for the donations. I see y'all. I'm going to get to y'all at the end of the show. Okay. Y'all please get these likes up, share my live out, please. These are the free ways to support the channel. Likes are free 99. Okay. And engage with the channel. But if you could just like, comment, share, and subscribe, all of these things help me get into the algorithm. I deliver you daily and consistent content. All right. And over here, I embrace your opinions, whether you agree with me or not. I'm not one of these content creators that you have to all agree with what I say and my narrative. You're all entitled to your opinions. I just ask that you be respectful because we can respectfully agree to disagree. We're humans. We're humans. Okay. All right, shout out to Ricky Smiley for that. Moving right along, let's get into Big Tigger. And as I said before, I don't believe any of this, judging by the reputation of his wife. I just wish Tigger did his due diligence, and it just goes to show how you need to vet. You need to absolutely vet the people that you get into relationship with. All right. So as you all know, Big Tigger's mud shop is going viral, and I know this is a very, very embarrassing time for Tigger. Because for the most part, his reputation is very, very clean in the industry. I remember watching him on BET, on Big Tigger in the Basement, all the rappers and artists coming through and things like that. And he has built his career in radio without any incident. Okay. And he has been in relationship with Keisha Knight Pulliam, our America's sweetheart, Rudy Huxtable. And even when she was pregnant and he was like accused of being the baby father, I felt like he was very respectful in the way he handled Keisha Knight Pulliam. Okay. So that's why it's if anything, I'm very like taken back and surprised that he would be involved in a situation like this. All right. Now, Tasha K has had interviews with his wife's exes. Okay. And what she tends to do when her exes are about to leave, she tarnishes their character. She puts false allegations on them. They end up hemmed up in the court system. When she's not successful in one county, she'll hop to another county. And let's not forget, and the only reason why I'm behind this story, there is a missing child in this situation. Because from what I found out, she has 4 children by different men. She's had charges where child neglect charges where she left a child in the car while she went in and gambled. Okay. One of her kids' fathers fought for custody and won, and the child went missing. Make that make sense. Make that make sense, child. Okay. So I don't for 1 second believe that Big Tigger did this. I don't. Let's be clear on that. Okay. And I wish him nothing but the best. And I hope he could band together with the other fathers. And shout out to Baller Alert for this. With the other fathers to clear his name. And let's not forget, she came out here with all this bruising and everything. And then she put out a statement recanting. And then now all of a sudden, Tigger ends up in handcuffs. This is just evil. All right, so Big Tigger mugshot goes viral as warrants reveal alleged bedroom fight over female coworker text. Okay, so and then not only that, they're talking about his new co-host. She came out here defending her name and things like that. Like insecure people do not need to be in relationships. They don't. They're dangerous. So Big Tigger mugshot goes viral as warrant reveals alleged bedroom fight over female co-worker text. Big Tigger mugshot is now spreading across social media, but the booking photo is only the beginning of the much heavier story surrounding the longtime Atlanta radio personality arrest. So Darian Morgan, better known as Big Tigger, was arrested in Fulton County on Saturday on battery and cruelty to children charges, according to WSB-TV. The outlet reported that Tigger was later released on a $10,000 bond after allegedly assaulting his wife, Alicia Brown. TMZ reported that the bond included $9,000 tied to an aggravated battery charge and a $1,000 connected to the cruelty to children charge. The new details come from an arrest affidavit tied to a May incident at the couple's Sandy Springs home. According to WBTV, Brown told police the argument began in their bedroom over text messages the media personality allegedly received from a female co-worker. Brown claimed the messages have been going back and forth for weeks before the situation escalated. Brown alleged her husband yelled, "You're a psycho," and you absolutely are. You absolutely are. Okay? Now her family is out here. And look, I'm gonna put allegedly on it, but even the family is exposing her. They said she has a propensity of doing a thin line between love and hate stuff to herself. If you've seen the movie, you've seen. If you know, you know. Okay. And it's just like, how did Tigger get in this mess? How did he get in this mess? Even when him and Keisha Napoleon were together, their relationship was very, very private. We did not even know that they broke up. That's why everyone thought she was pregnant by Tigger. All right, so Tigger has since the arrest has put out a statement. Let's get into that. This is direct from his page, Big Tigger Show. He said, "I unequivocally deny every allegation that has been made against me. For the past 30 plus years, I have built my life around relationship and community. Those who know me know the man, father, husband, and friend I've been throughout my life. Because this is an active legal matter, I am limited in what I can say. Absolutely. What I can say is that I have complete confidence in the facts and in the legal process. I will continue to cooperate fully and trust that the truth will come to light. Thank you to everyone who has reached out with support and encouragement. My family and I are deeply grateful." All right. So Big Tigger, like, I wish you all the best, dead ass, you know what I'm saying? Because I know his reputation. At most, he was known for being a playboy in his younger years, but we didn't even know he was married until he had a baby. So he knows how this industry works. He knows how this industry works, and he knows to keep some sense of privacy to his personal life. You have to because people will rip you apart. You know what I mean? But Tigger, I think you need to band with the other fathers um um to help your case out. Seriously, do not reject them. Like, there's a man sitting behind bars, okay? And this is his wife. All right. And so here recent, it looks like Big Tigger was ordered to stay away from his wife and kid after aggravated battery and child cruelty arrest. Wife alleges she caught him texting another woman. He called her psycho before tackling her and then threatened her to keep quiet. This is just an absolute mess. It's and who I'm concerned with right now out of all of this, because Tigger's gonna be fine. But his child caught up in the mix because the last man that held her feet to the fire and won, the child disappeared. Where is the child? So I'm very, very concerned about Tigger, his child that he has with her. Okay.
We now have the arrest warrants for V103's Big Tigger. Let me tell you what's in them. This is all alleged and only in the perspective of Big Tigger's wife, Alicia Brown. According to Brown in these arrest warrants, her and Big Tigger, aka Darian Morgan, got into a huge fight because she allegedly found text messages between him and another female in his phone. And at some point, he allegedly called her a psycho. But things only escalated from there. Brown claims that he began to record her. And at some point, she snatched that phone out of his hands. And that's when she says he tackled her to the ground, bruising her bottom lip. And it didn't stop there. According to Brown, when she got to her feet, she headed straight to the basement and said, quote, in these arrest warrants, I'll show you, psycho, and began unplugging Big Tigger's computer. Well, at some point, she says Big Tigger restrained her, and she kept telling him to get off, which she says he didn't, and began pushing her out of the office. And at some point, she lost her footing, and she says that she hit her face off the door, cutting it. Now Morgan faces aggravated battery and cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. And why he has that cruelty to children charge is because police say a juvenile was in the home during that alleged altercation. We now have the arrest warrants for
This is just sad. This is just sad. And she is one of those women that is like a Jersey chaser, so to speak. Like, she seeks out men in the industry who she thinks are simps. Okay. This is just sad. And he came out on his radio show and showed this she, Francesca. I don't believe it. And this is the statement. Yeah, this is when she's saying, this is his wife saying, look, she says right here. Oh, wait, this is a statement from Big Tigger. She says, I received a statement from Big Tigger, who is currently the focus of an alleged DV dispute investigation following a video posted by his wife, Alicia, of her bruised face with the caption, someone asked my husband why my face looks like this. Child. And so this is her statement, his wife. She said, I want to be clear. I've never called my husband an abuser. After she put all of this out there, and I don't even like people who do this stuff. These situations need to be handled in the court of law, not in the court of social media. But people do this to tarnish people's character. We see it over and over again, and we don't have the full stories. That's why I'm like, not quick to make my judgment until all the facts come out. Okay? So she said, I want to be clear. I've never called my husband an abuser. Social media has drawn its own conclusion. So then why did you put it out there? But she has a history of throwing rocks and hiding her hands. She said, those conclusions are not my statements I've made. I respect the legal process and believe law enforcement should be allowed to do this. Let me tell you something. People who do this, people who weaponize our legal system under false allegations and accusations, if it comes out and it comes out that they fabricated this whole thing, I think charges should be pressed on them. Storyteller, exactly. Hey, Callie. Hey, Callie. Look, I'm going to keep my eyes out, but drop some prayers in the chat for Big Tigger. Men go through this all the time. I know it firsthand. I know men in my family that have gone through it. They had a baby mama or two that was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and they would weaponize the legal system because they can't have their way, or because they decided that they don't want to be with them, and so they start to alienate them from their child because and use the child as a pawn in their sick ass game. In a sick ass game, child. Big Tigger, prayers up to you, bro. Prayers up to you. All right, and then our last topic, child. Let's get into Russell Coleslaw. Hood booger crash out. Everybody and their mama is talking about how this is a fight. Shout out to Remy Ma group chat. We'll start off with her. Everybody and their mama is talking about how she definitely cherry-picked this fight so that she could remain undisputed. She don't really want to fight. But what it tells me, and if y'all check my community wall, I posted it for my naughty crew. What we found out is that her new opponent is also under Salida's promotions. Just like Franchon Cruz was under Salida's promotion. All right, so they're keeping all their money in-house. What this tells me, though, and I never proclaim to be a boxing channel. I do like boxing. My husband's very into boxing and stuff like that. So we watch the fights or whatever. And then now that all of this has been happening here lately, you know, I've been paying attention to it more, and I'm getting a lot more boxing content creators in my algorithm because of Claressa Shields. And for those of you who don't know, my route to this story started when Tasha K called herself exposing Remy Ma, and we all found out that was Russell Coleslaw crash out team behind all of that. That is why she hates Tasha K, because even Tasha K had to apologize to Remy Ma because nobody knew what the real details was. And it taught me a lesson as a content creator not to jump to conclusion, especially when you're dealing with stories when it comes to a married relationship, right? There's always another side, his side, her side, and then the truth somewhere in the middle or whatever. So anyway, enough of that. But she has now finally, after pressure from the public, like, where's your fight? Her lying to the public about, I'm announce a fight. I feel like she was under pressure and they had to produce something. All right. And also, I feel like other promoters don't really want to mess with Salidas and Win Records or Russell Coleslaw crash out. Okay. Look how she has behaved. Started from the Franchon Cruz fight. That was completely unprofessional what happened at that weigh-in. And for her to be injured. Okay. But all of these things are designed for Claressa to just simply have an easy win. She don't really want to fight nobody that's going to challenge her. You know what I'm saying? She wants easy wins so that she can remain undisputed. And that's as simple as, that's what it comes down to. So that she could continue to perpetuate this image that she's the self-proclaimed GOAT. And we know it's everything but that. I'm really quite tired of her. I'm really bored. I really, really am. And it's just like, girl, go on and do your thing. We don't care about your relationship. None of that. Box. All right. So shout out to Remy Ma group chat. Love them down to the ground. Y'all already know how I feel about them. Make sure y'all follow them on Instagram. And they're also located on Twitter if you're on Twitter. Okay.
Leaders last win. Y'all done did enough. Y'all to pick somebody from the nursing home. This fight is rigged. Then she said, cancel who? They might as well cancel you. Nobody knows her. And then that girl ranking 463. Why you ain't fight Alicia? Why you ain't fight the bomb? And you want people to take you serious. We don't take you serious, Sister Mary Clarence. The leader/win, y'all done did enough.
Nobody takes you serious. Actually, this is it's a whole joke. It's a whole joke, if you ask me. Nobody knows who she is, okay? Hey, Cece, thank you. Thank you so much. Cece, Tara, Be More Shorty, James, thank you for always holding me down. Kim Delivers, and please don't take it to offense if I don't mention your name, but these are like my day ones, my root, my core of my naughty crew, okay? I appreciate y'all, okay? I really want my brand to go far. I definitely have a vision, and I take this serious. This is mine. I created this. I cultivated this. It's a lot. It's a lot. Let's get into Punch Drunk. Shout out to Punch Drunk. These are boxing experts, okay? Speaking about their opinion on this fight.
Let's get ready to rumble! Yo, this is the announcement that we was before. This is the announcement that we've been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, I told y'all that Carissa Shields, aka Shanae Shields' competitive career is over. It's over. Finally, she announced her this ain't a fight. This is bingo night. This ain't a fight. This is bingo night versus K Scott, 42 years old, only has 7 fights. Shanae Shields is going around beating senior citizens in the sport of boxing. Really? This is where it comes to now.
Also, let me add, KO Scott is ranked 463. Not a top 10 fighter, top 20 fighter, top 30, top 50, top 100, top 200, top 300. 463 is where she ranked on BoxRec.
And everybody knows this is embarrassing. The only people that don't think that this is an embarrassing event is those that know completely nothing about boxing. This is what she's going to do. She cannot promote this fight with boxing people because the boxing heads know the truth. She's going to have to go to these podcasters and these streamers to promote this fight because a lot of people don't know boxing. This is put it this way. This is so much of an embarrassment, of a letdown, that even the people in the sport of boxing doesn't even know who K Scott is. You went from all of that drama. As a matter of fact, you should fight Faye Shalia for all that matter. Fight Faye Shalia. Faye Shalia created more of a buzz than this. Faye Shalia created more of a buzz than this. Hey, you can fight one of the baddies. Let's get ready to rumble. Yo, this is the announcement that we was waiting for. This was the announcement.
This is a joke. Do y'all realize that? Cece, thank you for being a member for 31 months. Okay? This is a joke. This is an absolute joke. And she went bananas over this. Like, girl. This is an easy win for you. It's an easy win. We get it. Okay? Because don't nobody else want to fight you. Don't nobody else want to fight you. You have ruined your professional relationships with other promoters. They don't want to be attached to mess. And you are ghetto and messy. Ratchet. That's your bloodline. I don't care what nobody says. That's her bloodline. But she wants us to believe this is a win. She just feels like she's shutting us up.
Talking about from where Pep at. Y'all be saying he upstairs. He'll be at the fight.
We know. Of course he's going to be at the fight. Not only is it a photo opportunity, because that's the only time he come around when it comes to him getting a come up off of you, like his wife said. He ain't there now. That's why you're losing your marbles, girl. She's so angry. Notice she's so angry. She's supposed to be happy.
That's where he at. That's where he at. Pap gonna be upstairs and at the fight and ringside cheering for his boo like he always is. Hello?
Of course. That's what he's paid to do. To be your handler. Girl, this ain't love.
What I'm saying, huh? Growth backed by high demand. Get your ticket.
I wouldn't say high demand. Yeah, I wouldn't say high demand. I would say forced by a contract. Absolutely.
Mrs. Belt to ass. What's up?
Notice she said that. A lot of people said they would have rather her fought face shot Leah. But here it is again. You were copying somebody else's personality. That belt to ass came from face shot Leah. When they was going back and forth in the comments, she said, I'm Miss Belt to ass. Like, girl, go find your identity. Please. We don't know who you are. We don't.
Stop playing with me.
Stop playing with us.
Oh, she's banned from boxing. She's banned.
Nobody ever said that but you. Nobody ever said you were banned but you. She's a pathological liar.
How? Always lying. Now y'all bloggers.
No, you, Larissa, you the one always lying. And you keep coming after content creators and bloggers, but you need us, ho. I keep telling y'all we control this. We control the 304. She always talking out the side of her neck. When we control her network.
Y'all fake bloggers, tell the truth.
You're the only fake blogger, bitch.
I was never banned from boxing.
Nobody ever said that but you.
I'll see you August 15th.
Maybe. How many of y'all going to get tickets to be in this fight? Anybody, any of my Atlanta people, please let me know if you're going to see this fight.
Yeah. Talking about some weird path. Embarrassment is the only thing I'm getting secondhand. Yeah. Huh.
Girl, you tossing that wig around. You don't even know how to glue it down properly. That's why you got the edge band on.
Oh, another problem with these outfits. I think it's how you're supposed to wear it like that. Like that.
It's still ugly. It's still ugly. We don't like it. Yeah, no. It looks like it came out of Foreman Mills or Sheen or something. Like, I just... Oh, child. I can't even entertain her too much. Because Ressa Coleslaw crash out.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
May God have mercy on your soul. Everyone thinks this is a joke. And Ressa Coleslaw crash out.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
This is an in-house fight designed for you to win. We'll see how many tickets you give away. Big Tigger can't help you. He cased up right now. And yes, Pampuse did post it on his page. Okay. Of course he's going to promote it. That's his job. That's his job. But if you look down his profile, and I'm not getting into all of that, but if you look down his profile, he ain't beat. He posted, and he said, you see what's going on? The best ever. The GOAT. At Clarissa Shields. Stepping back into the ring. August 15, 2026. ATL. We pulling up. A lot of special guests in the building. Wow. First female boxer ever to headline at this venue. At Win Records, the future of boxing. Like, boy, bye. I'm like,
are you dumb?
This is what he's supposed to do. There's no emotion or anything like that. I keep telling y'all, this is a one-sided situationship. I don't even call it a relationship. You know what I'm saying? We all see what it is. At the end of the day. Remy told us. It's not even equal. Hey, Nathan. Hey, Nathea. Excuse me, sorry. It's not equal. This is designed for her to win. And I hope there is an upset. On some real, like, I'm going to go for the underdog. I hope there's an upset and she surprises all of us. But we all know the odds are stacked against her on purpose. The odds are stacked against her. Right. Such a fall from grace. Oh, guys, I love you all. I appreciate. I don't even want to get into too much because everybody has like pretty much the same sentiment about this situation. She's the only one excited about this, and I say, have at it, have fun. It's going to be a whole circus. A lot of people are speculating that she's trying to pander to Lotto to walk her out because she's down there in Atlanta with her. The other things that are going on surrounding the situation, a lot of people feel like they moved her to fight in Atlanta because so many people are going after her boxing license in Michigan. And I told y'all yesterday, I was listening to Nyla says, shout out to her. And she said the boxing commission really don't care. Like, if she doesn't commit a felony, they really not going to reprimand her too much. So, you know, I'm not going to shit on anybody's like cause and what they trying to do. I'm not here for that or whatever. And I get that a lot of people want to hold her accountable. But I think it's going to take something way worse. And yes, her behavior is out of control and things like that. In the normal world, she would be held accountable, but this is who they make famous on the internet, the Christian Rocks and the Caressa Ship, you know what I'm saying? And they feel like they could do whatever they want because they have a following. And so until they see a significant decrease in their following, that's the only way you can affect them in their pockets. So I just say stop pandering and doing things where they can garner your funds because they do not even appreciate your money. They don't care. Oh, Natalia said, I think she's really embarrassed that she had to resort to this. She should be. Yes, please get these likes up. Please get these likes up. They making trash people famous. Yes, exactly. We are living in a society now where they reward bad behavior. Look at who became president twice. Okay? Also double standards. So remember, be free thinkers. Do not go outside of your morality to appease anyone, and make sure you are right in your relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we know right from wrong or whatever. And this is why the young people are out of control. You know what I mean? Because you have the extra layer of social media that condones bad behavior. This is why they think it's okay. You know, and Clarissa could have did many, many things with her brand. It did not have to be in this negative light. But she got Krishan Rock as her teacher in her back pocket. You know what I'm saying? And her brand is based off of doing the most outrageous, heinous things to garner attention. This is the play. This is the program. So at the end of the day, you take it for what it is. She had many good examples in her corner, like Layla Ali, and she turned her back on it because she's so jealous. And I think ultimately Wrestle Coleslaw Crash Out is just very sensitive, and she misinterprets a lot of people that are really trying to love on her, even from the very beginning. Remy was never mean to her. She always tried to give her she was always kind to her from what I saw. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. And that's why I'm like, what you so mad at Remy for? Like, girl, get your life. You need to be mad at that married man or whatever and stuff like that. And this is why you are the laughing stock of Remy Ma's internet, girl. This is why you are the laughing stock. Shout out to Remy Ma group chat. Okay? That being said, I'm going to close the show there because there's not much to say about this on some real. Like, until the next episode, Naughty Crew, like either Pap is going to go down there. She's going to be super duper excited. But until then, we're going to get Manic Ressa. We're going to get Manic Ressa until Pompuse come and rescue his patient. Yeah, she's definitely very insecure. She's definitely very insecure. All right. So shout outs to everybody who donated and helped me reach my goal for this live. I appreciate y'all. Cece, Tara, thank y'all so much for the donations. And every penny goes back into the channel. You know, when I get me up here, when I like venture out to different places to go try to, you know, catch some of this tea for y'all in real time, it costs money. When I go across that bridge over to New York, it costs money. So every penny counts, right? Every penny goes back into the channel. So I love everybody who shows up here every day for me to give my spill. You know, I try to give y'all a good show and give you a good laugh. Cece said that picture is hilarious. That's holiday art. You see what I'm saying? I believe it's still going on. Not too many have been reported on this. Notice you don't hear too much about it on the news. What y'all talking about? Because I know it's a story I do want to do. That took place on Juneteenth. Yeah, she's very jealous. She wants to embody the essence of Remy, but Remy is one of one. And guess what? Clarissa, you have the ability to be one-on-one too. Just be yourself. And that's why I really think it's a good idea for her to unplug so she can take that time to find herself. Because all she knows is that boxing world and things like that. But sometimes you got to unplug and take the time to sit with yourself. Belfast riots. Okay, I'm gonna look into that. Be more shorty. Did you send me something in my DMs? Can I just tell you guys, Anointed? She'll never be off the internet because that's how she get her bag when she not fighting. Actually, you're about to be oversaturated with her now that she has a fight coming up because she's the only one that promotes for herself. She doesn't get you notice, like, the MVP girls, they don't have to do all this heavy personal promotion. MVP covers those things for them. She got to go live every day to get people to sell tickets. Tara sent it to you. In email? I got to check. Is it in email? Or let me check my messages. It's probably an email. I gotta go ahead and get out of here because I got a meeting coming up. But I will check my email and I want to say I want to go live later, but I have something to do this evening that's very important. So I don't want to make promises that I can't keep. And if I go live, it'll be late. Just send it to me. We'll work it out. I can't promise a second live today, but if not, I'll include it in the show tomorrow for sure. Guys Anointed said, I'd rather watch paint dry. Ooh, I hope you all enjoyed the show. I appreciate you joining. While I'm working, I will be going around to different content creators to support. Like I always try to support. And my support comes from the heart. I have no intentions. That's it. And I'm just a firm believer in the energy that you put out, that's what you'll receive back. I love you all. And remember, you're your only competition. You're your only competition. I send y'all peace, loves, and blessings as you go through your day. Until next time, Naughty Crew, I'm out. 1.